Hey everybody, it's Leroy from Leroy Gaming, and today I want to talk to you about a brand new feature that is a total game changer in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. If you have played D&D over the years, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention multiclassing. If you're new to the D&D landscape or the concept and have mainly just played Borderlands, well, let me talk to you about this brand new feature that was recently announced. It will change the way you play Borderlands forever. Let's dive into it and check out the details right now. Alright guys, before we begin, I just want to remind you, if you do like my content here and you want to support my little channel so that I can continue making content for you, make sure to drop a like. And if you want to go that extra step, drop me a comment, let me know what you like. Let me know your feedback and your thoughts on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Would love to hear your thoughts. I do read all the comments and try to respond, and it also greatly helps with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you in advance for those of you that choose to like and comment. Now, without further ado, let's talk about multiclassing in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So for a piece of perspective, on all the previous Borderlands, the way your classing worked is that you were able to pick a class, like the Brr-Zerker, for example, and then you were able to pick across different skill trees. And those skill trees may have a different ability, for example, and it may change your playstyle, but there were certain limitations. However, all of this is changing in Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So how does multiclassing work? Well, let's go over and take a look at the blog that they had here. Basically, when you start the game, you are going to pick one of the main 6 classes, which again is a big change, unlike the previous games that generally started with 4 classes. You now have 6 classes you pick from between the Brr-Zerker, Clawbringer, Graveborn, Spellshot, Spore Warden, and Stabbomancer. And if you haven't seen my video overviewing these classes, make sure to check it out. I'll make sure to link it in the upper right hand corner. And so what's going to basically happen as you level up, you're going to get access to a multi-class system. This does not appear to be something you get level 1, but you should unlock it within the story and as you level up. And this is going to give you a secondary class slot. Now, what's important to note is that each class is identified by having a unique class feat. They're going to have 2 iconic action skills, and those unique action skills were also covered within my class overview video. And then a skill tree loadout that has passive abilities. So, how is this all going to work? Well, once you unlock the multi-class feature, your class feats are your always passive effects. So let's say you pick the Brr-Zerker as your primary. You will always have their passive. You will also always have her iconic 2 abilities and access to the passive tree. You can level up in that as you want. Now, in addition, you will also receive when you select your second class. So let's say you chose the Clawbringer, which is kind of like the hammered in / Thor-like character. Well, you are going to get access to their passive ability at all time. So for example, for the Clawbringer, it's going to be his little dragon. So you're going to have the dragon even though your Brr-Zerker is your main class, and you are going to look like a Brr-Zerker. You will also get access to the passive tree, so you can mix and match between the Brr-Zerker passives and the Clawbringer passives. Then your real choice is going to be picking your action skills. You're going to basically get to choose between those. Now, one of the things that is unique to the Spellshot class is they mentioned in their overview is that they can have 2 action abilities. So, for example, the Brr-Zerker innately, you can either do the spin to win whirlwind attack, or you can do kind of the jumping axe. So innately, it looks like you have to choose between one of those 2 active abilities if you're a Brr-Zerker. However, if you were then to combo it with the Clawbringer, you then can choose between those two, or you can also choose between his kind of hammer throw or his ground slam. Now, what's really interesting is, let's say, for example, you were to combo the Brr-Zerker with the Spellshot, then you would take on the passive functionality of the Spellshot that allows him to have multiple abilities. And I believe that would then allow you, if you wanted to choose both of the Brr-Zerker abilities at the same time. Meaning you could have your spin to win as well as your jump. So that's just an idea. You could theoretically ignore both of the Spellshot spells or active abilities and then go for the Brr-Zerker as an idea there. So this is very, very interesting. It's going to give you a lot of options. Now, a big thing they mentioned that in order to make this feel more like D&D-ish and like you're spamming spells like you would in D&D, etc., they are making action skill have relatively short cooldown. So it's going to be rare to have kind of long cooldown abilities where you're, mainly using guns. They want to kind of really meld the gunplay with the skill play, which I really like and I really appreciate. And I'm hoping there's going to be a variety of ways to really modify and let you lean into those spells and or abilities if you want to be heavier into that and less into the gunplay, because I know some people like that playstyle. So this is really, really important. Now, the final thing to note here is that considering your primary and selection classes is very, very important, because you will be able to respec your secondary class, it looks like. However, you are not able to respec your primary class, which kind of makes sense. So you're gonna have to have various characters if you want their baselines to be. So you could have up to 6 different characters if you want those 6 different baseline characters. But then you can mix and match them as much as you want. You can respec them. I'm assuming there'll be a gold cost, which I'm sure over time will not be that expensive since money isn't that rare in these games traditionally. But this definitely should create way more combinations for fun and interesting gameplay. Very curious to see what people come up with. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Again, if you like this video, do drop a like. Let me know your thoughts on this. What multi-class combination are you gonna try first? Are you gonna go and give yourself maximal options? Or are you gonna do a fun spell shot cross one of the other class options so that you can basically pick up both of the active abilities of your primary class? Let me know, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.